Ladies and gentlemen, may I ask for your kind cooperation to kindly proceed, get back to the conference room. I'd like to kick off the last part of our conference very soon. So please, I need all of you to be here, to be present here. So please get back to the conference room and we will proceed with the last part of the conference. Thank you very much ท่านผู้มีเกียรติทุกท่านคะเรียนเชิญกลับเข้าสู่ห้องประชุม กลับเข้าสู่ห้องประชุมณเวลานี้และนั่งประจำที่นะคะเรียนเชิญทุกท่านนะคะด้วยความเคารพอยากจะเริ่มต้นห่วงเวลาสุดท้ายเพราะเป็นหนึ่งช่วงที่เรารอคอยเลยค่ะเรียนเชิญณเวลานี้เลยค่ะขอบพระคุณค่ะ Wow, look at the crowd at this moment. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Hi, hello. Welcome back to our international conference on equitable education. And you're still with me for sure. I'm certain and I'm happy that we are coming to the last important part that actually will be very fruitful because we have only two sections, I would say. The first one is a summary. And the second part are the closing remarks that we've been waiting for because when we will hear some really interesting facts and then all the reflections in these two parts. So the first part is summary. We will reflect together, reflect on the key discussions, we will reflect on the insights shared throughout the two great strong days of the conference, right? A lot to discuss about. And also, we'll be exploring together about all the key aspects. We'll be talking about all the cases and efforts that have been examined throughout 2 days of the conference. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to take this very opportunity to invite the first speaker who kindly been with us in each and every single second of the conference. And then she's been with us very diligently and kindly, and she'd like to share her thoughts on the summary today. So, ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming Dr. Rika Yorosu, Education Program Specialist at UNESCO Regional Office in Bangkok. Welcome. And also, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to take this same opportunity to invite Dr. Habiba Abdul Brahim, Director of Zimeo Secretariat, onto the stage. Welcome. I am certain, ladies and gentlemen, the discussion will lead to wonderful, actionable steps that with all of the partnership and strong collaboration, we will just reach our aims and goal very, very soon. Thank you very much. Please.
Okay, good afternoon. So this session will be divided into two parts. The conference summary, or more more like a synthesis of key points from our last 2 days discussion, will be presented by Dr. Habiba, and I will try to link what we have been discussing to the global and the regional initiatives and frameworks.
Esteemed ministry officials, experts, education leaders and advocates, our youth representatives, ladies and gentlemen. As we draw this conference to a close, let's take a moment to reflect on the insightful discussions we've had over the last 2 days. I'm eager to share with you a summary of the key takeaways from this enriching event. We've identified 6 key points that emerge from our conversations, which we believe encapsulate the essence of this conference. First, sustainable development has been at the forefront of the conversations we had in this conference. This conference strongly emphasized the urgent need to prioritize sustainable development. To achieve this, we must equip individuals across all education systems with green skills, embed sustainability principles in education, and foster digital literacy. The accelerating green transition is driving a rapid expansion of green jobs worldwide, creating millions of opportunities within a burgeoning green economy. However, we face labor shortages in these critical fields. Education is key to addressing this challenge. By empowering learners with the right skills, specifically sustainability focused education, digital technologies, and innovative training approaches, we can bridge this gap and capitalize on these opportunities. This requires proactively integrating sustainability and green principles into all learning areas, cultivating an environmentally responsive mindset from a young age. In the CPLM 2019 findings on global citizenship, environmental issues are the most valued global citizenship topics in the classroom. We have to build this momentum and start with our children and youth. Ultimately, this will prepare our workforce to meet the demands of the green economy and ensure a more sustainable future. Throughout the effective practices adopted by governments for nationwide implementation, these shared experiences provide guidance for collective action and a foundation for building a truly sustainable future. Second, knowledge sharing and collaboration are essential. Collaboration emerged as a central theme throughout this conference, highlighting the power of partnerships in building a robust and responsive skills development ecosystem. To achieve this, we need to forge strong connections across all sectors: government, education, industry, and community organizations to support lifelong learning. Grassroots organizations, in particular, offer invaluable local knowledge and can help us reach marginalized communities. This conference, with countries and organizations coming together, serves a vital platform for fostering such collaboration. Beyond the formal sessions, the informal conversations and connections made on the sidelines are crucial in forging new partnerships and strengthening existing ones. By working together, sharing knowledge, and pooling resources, we can create a truly effective skills development system. Third, inclusion is a non negotiable priority. Inclusivity was a non negotiable priority throughout our discussions. We sought to maximize human potential and building a prosperous society where everyone can contribute. To achieve this, we must ensure equitable access to education and skills development for all, leaving no one behind. This requires identifying and removing barriers faced by marginalized groups and people with disabilities. By embedding inclusivity in reskilling and upskilling efforts, we can accommodate diverse learning needs, such as offering flexible learning formats and providing additional support for people with disabilities. This ensures that everyone can benefit from new opportunities in a rapidly changing job market, reducing inequality, and fostering a more diverse and resilient workforce. When everyone has the opportunity to develop their skills, our entire society benefits. It's also crucial to include marginalized groups in green skills training. This not only promotes equality, but also empowers these communities to contribute to building sustainable societies. By ensuring inclusivity in the green transition, we enable all individuals to play an active role in shaping our future. Finally, and most importantly, we must recognize youth as co-creators in their educational journey. I believe all of us in this room were inspired by the stories of our youth speakers, underscoring the critical role of the children and youth voices in policy making and shaping the future. We need to involve them more in meaningful decision-making processes and giving them the power to take ownership of their learning. By amplifying youth voices, we empower them to shape their own development paths, ensuring that their education is relevant to their needs and aspirations. Fourth, learning must be innovative and adaptable. In a world of rapid change, our approach to learning must also evolve. This conference has highlighted the need to embrace flexible learning pathways, recognize the value of diverse learning experiences, and harness the power of technology. This includes valuing both formal and non-formal learning and exploring the potential of tools like generative AI to personalize education and create more engaging learning experiences. Investing in skills for innovation for marginalized or need, not in education, employment, or training, youth is critical. It can break the intergenerational cycle of poverty and inequality by equipping them with the tools and knowledge to thrive in the modern economy. To facilitate this shift, we need to introduce flexible learning pathway with clear procedures for skills development. This requires establishing robust systems for the validation and certification of skills acquired in different contexts, whether formal, non-formal, or informal. By recognizing and valuing learning in various environments, we can provide individuals with more opportunities to grow and succeed in their own way, regardless of their backgrounds and circumstances. A key success factor observed in good practices is that they are demand responsive. They respond to the evolving needs of both youth learners and the employers and business sector. This ensures that education and training programs remain relevant and effectively prepare individuals for the jobs of the future. Furthermore, it's time to move away from traditional, overly examination centric and instructor led pedagogy. Instead, we should focus on experiential learning, learning by doing. We must recognize the diverse learning experiences that students gain, not just within the classroom, but also in alternative settings. This approach allows for more affordable and accessible education and helps learners accumulate valuable skills and knowledge from a variety of sources. Fifth, local communities are key drivers to change. The conference also highlighted the importance of recognizing diversity and tailoring solutions to specific contexts. Local communities have a deep understanding of the challenges and opportunities facing their youth. We need to empower them to develop and implement solutions that meet these unique needs. This includes providing effective pathways for needs young people not in education, employment, or training to re-engage with learning and the workforce. Decentralization and community ownership are essential for creating truly sustainable and impactful solutions. Lastly, skills development needs to be continuous and measurable. Skills development is not a one-time thing, but a long life journey. This conference underscored the importance of continuous learning and providing opportunities for individuals to upskill and reskill throughout their lives. As the labor market evolves with technological advancements and changing job requirements, continuous development, particularly in soft skills, ensures workers remain adaptable, competitive, and capable of meeting new challenges. This necessitates robust evaluation systems to ensure the quality and effectiveness of our programs. We must be accountable for the impact of our work and use data to drive continuous improvement. A successful skills development program must be grounded in evidence-based principles. Every aspect of the program, from design to implementation, should be supported by solid evidence. This ensures that the methods we use are effective and lead to tangible results, ultimately improving outcomes for learners. To truly support learners, we need a robust, adaptable, data-driven evaluation system. This system should involve both internal and external assessment teams to monitor progress and identify areas for improvement. Such an approach ensures that each learner's journey is measured, supported, and continuously enhanced based on real-time data. When it comes to quality assurance, it's not just about tracking performance, it's about considering all critical dimensions of human capital development. This approach helps to optimize the value for money invested in educational programs, ensuring that resources are used effectively to develop skilled and capable individuals. By focusing on the holistic development of individuals, we can create a workforce that is not only skilled but also adaptable, resilient, and prepared for the challenges of the future. A structured school-wide approach to career education is essential. This ensures that all students receive consistent guidance and support in preparing for the workforce. By engaging the entire ecosystem, we can create a more supportive and effective learning environment that empowers students to succeed in their chosen careers. The 6 key takeaways from this conference are encapsulated in the acronym SKILLS, SKILLS. It serves as a reflective summary of the core messages, reminding us that sustainable development, knowledge sharing, inclusivity, localized solutions, learning innovation, and skills mastery are all interconnected and essential for building a thriving future. We hope this conference has provided a valuable platform for forging new opportunities and partnerships towards achieving equitable education for all. To further explore our discussions, connect to global commitments and goals, I would like to turn the floor to Rika.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Habiba. I won't add anything more to this excellent recap of our discussions, but would like to say that when we were first started thinking of this conference, the main concern we had was there was a rising number of out-of-school children and youth globally and regionally, and also rising number of youth who are unemployed. And last month, UNESCO Institute for Statistics released the data, and it turned out the number of out-of-school children has slightly declined at the global level. But in Southeast Asia, the number of out-of-school youth at the upper secondary school age has increased, and it's increased from 14.7 million to 17.1 million in this sub-region. So there's still a lot of work to do after this conference. I'd like to introduce that we have 2 international normative tools on lifelong learning for youth and adults. In 2015, UNESCO recommendation on adult learning and education was revised. And based on this recommendation, there is a regular reporting mechanisms by UNESCO member states to report on the progress, changes in the policies and strategies, and also provide good practices. So I hope when we have the next round of reporting through the EEA networks, we can ensure to have many good practices from this region to be reported to the UNESCO. And another framework is a Marrakesh framework for action on looking at the transformational power of youth and adult education. And I would like to invite as many of you to also to read and also to translate this into different national languages so that more stakeholders in youth and adult education would know the international guidance on and the frameworks in this field of education. And last month, we had the Asia Pacific meeting on Education 2030. This is a meeting between the SDG 4 national coordinators, and we have also SDG 4 student and youth network and civil society members that came together to discuss what it means to transform learning for a sustainable future. The focus was more on the schooling system, so I hope we can visit the outcome documents from this conference and cross-check with our discussions and see the complementarity, and also to push forward. So from UNESCO side, we will share the discussions from this conference to the SDG 4 national coordinators so that the member states, the government stakeholders would also understand and appreciate the importance of youth and adult education. And another major event that took place last month is the UN Summit of the Future. And a commitment was adopted called Pact for the Future. And there's a special reference to young people's education in Article 34. So when you promote your partners with the national governments and also with potential partners in the private sector, you could refer to this commitment, the Pact for the Future, because this has been a commitment, a global commitment made by the world leaders. And lastly, at the end of this month, there's going to be a Global Education Meeting 2024. And the focus is really trying to look education as a social equalizer to show that the education can really transform people. And a lot of examples have been shown during this conference. And I hope that this is an annual meeting. And since this year it's in Brazil, we might not have what I'm hearing, so we might have a low turnout from the Asia with the ministers' attendance in this ministerial global meeting. But in the next run, or the next run, when it's held closer to our region, I hope we can have more cases and experiences shared from Asia. Okay, thank you very much.
Very much. Could we have one group photo, please? Thank you so much for the contributions in allow us to understand the whole picture of the event, the conference yesterday and today. And I love the term so much that we talk about that inclusion is a non-negotiable priority, and that's really important. And it reflects that our work it's something huge. It's not something to be digested in a blink of an eye. So a lot of work to do in the coming near future. Thank you so much. ขอบพระคุณค่ะ So I believe that it's the great encourage everyone in this room, on site and online actually, to be precise. So altogether, I guess we are reaching the number of almost 3,000 participants watching us and then joining us in this wonderful conference. So I believe that by the end, the landscape of equitable education is something more brighter and more beautiful with all of your great and strong support. So encourage more discussions further right after the conference and the near future. And what we are preparing right now on the stage is that we are about to reach one of the final part. It's a closing remark. I'd like to invite Managing Director of Equitable Education Fund, or EEF Thailand. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming Dr. Krayot Patrawat onto the stage. Welcome, sir.
Distinguished speaker, delegates, participants, youth leaders, and everybody who joined us online and on site in the past 2 days. This is what I'm gonna speak in the next few minutes. It's just the notes that our kind co-host has been prepared based on your discussion, your very engaging conversation in the past 2 days. This is just the starting point for our conversation beyond the conference. I'm sure the conclusion of this really meaningful conference will grow within you and your organization and your colleagues in the future. So just to summarize what the third International Conference on Equitable Education, Reimagine Education, Co-creating Lifelong Learning for Youth and Adults, we have been visited by a number of participants online and on site. Let me summarize the number for you just to see how big this conference has reached to the participant. Over the past 2 days, we have been visit online over 10,000 view, and there are registered 3,312 participants who register. So I believe this is quite a sizable number of people who join us. In the past 2 days, we have explored the educational landscape, particularly the challenge of skill development and global trends of lifelong learning at national, regional, and international level. We have deepened our understanding on how flexible education for youth and adults should evolve, as well as policy gaps that need to be addressed to deliver high quality, adaptable education. On behalf of the Equitable Education Fund, EEF, and our co-organizers of this conference, I would like to extend our heartfelt gratitude to all the speakers, moderators, participants, both online and on-site. Your active engagement has inspired us to continue advancing flexible education and skill development for children and youth in need. The key takeaway from this conference reinforced the idea that achieving equitable, flexible education is possible if we build a bridge toward inclusive education, focusing on the following 5 key elements. The first one, balance in education. Access to education is not merely necessary but a fundamental right. We must ensure tailored educational opportunity for all learners, regardless of background or challenge. Second, relevance in curriculum. Educational content should be aligned with real life applications and future career opportunity for children across the world. Students need to be equipped with skill and knowledge to succeed in rapidly changing world. Third, investment in quality. Significant investment in education are urgently needed. This includes enhancing the quality of educators, upgrading tools and technology, and ensuring adequate funding to support these initiatives. The fourth one is really key, decentralization as a key solution. Addressing educational inequality requires decentralization and empowerment. Localized solution can be better address specific community needs and educational challenge rather than concentrated that decision making at the center. The fifth one, government role as a facilitator. This go hand in hand with the fourth one. Government should act as enabler of equitable education, bridging policy and systematic gap to promote effective, inclusive education management. We would love to see more leadership in this line everywhere in the world. And the sixth one is not the fifth, it's the sixth one, engagement for impact. Stakeholders across the sector and region must collaborate as a co-creator of education for the most vulnerable. All for education approach ensure that resources, technology, and personnel are mobilized effectively. Through collaboration, we can achieve quality education for all by 2030. So all means all. The outcomes and policy recommendations from this conference will serve as a foundation for EEF and our partner to drive social movement and policy action toward a more equitable education system and society. As we focus on engagement for impact in the All for Education movement, the Equitable Education Alliance, or EEA, can be the platform for community of practice for equitable education, particularly group. At the moment, this group are about 23 organizations from 19 countries who have joined the alliance. We extend our warm invitation to everyone who listened to this closing remarks that we invite to anyone who would like to participate in the EEA network to join us in the future. You can scan the QR code and learn more about us. And just to connect to the recent news in the past few weeks, you can see the news that the latest Nobel Prize in Economics that given to the 3 economists who study the ideas about institution and growth. Both all that 3 economists found that inclusive institution found 300 years ago can affect economic development, education, and growth today. So EEA is exactly that concept that since EEF has been blessed by our friends from UNESCO and UNICEF and everywhere who helped us setting up this EEF institution a few years ago, we would like to extend the experience and extend the idea that setting up an inclusive institution for equitable education for all can be meaningful beyond our lifetime. So this inclusive network will help bridging the gap for equitable education beyond Thailand and our region. Not only that institution, again, we also have the platform called Equity Ed Hub, an online learning platform provide unlimited access to resources and insight on equitable education. We have opened the equitable and inclusion in education online courses to support professional development for inclusive and equitable education. The course is offered in English, Thai, Lao, and Chinese. There are now more than 2,000 learners who have enrolled in our online course, and we invite you to come and learn, which is open to anyone, anywhere, and anytime. Our effort toward equitable education will continue, supported by our partner network and all those who believe that education is key to improving life and fostering equality in society. Last but not least, if there are any inconvenient or any lesson learned that may occur during this conference, we still want to organize the 4th international conference. And hopefully EF can join this 4th conference anywhere apart from Thailand. So any organization who would like to be the co-host of this conference outside Thailand in the next 2 years, please do connect to us. And all the lessons learned from this conference, we do apologize for any inconvenience, but we do want to learn how we can organize the better 4th International Conference on Equitable Education with our dear friend who would like to be raise the hand to be the host nation next time. And I would like to thank on behalf of our co-host, thank you so much to join us and look forward to see you wherever there is an agenda on equitable education. There are children in need and there are youth who would like to have our support. I will see you on that needs, and I will also try to see you again on the 4th International Conference on Equitable Education. Thank you so much. Have a nice weekend.
Thank you very much, Dr. Krayot Patprawat, Managing Director on EEF Thailand. Thank you so much. That has reflected how strong our alliance is, ladies and gentlemen, that we can bring together all the such a diverse and engaged alliance and then collaboration and audience, truly, ladies and gentlemen. And in order to reaffirm how strong our alliance is, I'd like to take this very opportunity to invite the Director of Monitoring and Evaluation Program Management Office of Katu Pakurja, the term that we've been listening to very often throughout the conference, the Coordinating Ministry for Economic Affairs of the Republic of Indonesia. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming Mr. Shakil Prihadi. Welcome.
Dear distinguished delegates, ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of the conference planning group, I would like to thank the conference secretariat, my fellow conference planning group members, and Equitable Education Alliance members for their dedication and contribution to the success this international conference on equitable education. I would like to express my deepest appreciation to our partners and participants for their engagement to share and listen to the valuable practices and ideas discussed over the past 2 days. As an organization who is committed to promoting lifelong learning in Indonesia and the co-organizer of the past Inclusive Lifelong Learning Conference in Bali in 2023, I would like to echo the preamble from the Bali Manifesto that sustainable development, shared economy, prosperity, and a peaceful future can only be achieved if lifelong learning opportunities are available to all learners. Across all age groups and levels and types of education, including all modalities, formal, non-formal, and informal, all learning sites and spaces, and motivation for learning. Following Dr. Crayo's takeaways on the future of equitable and flexible learning education, I would also like to add a few more points in detail. The first is, in order to reach those who are out of school and design and provide the right type of learning for them, we must have the data and information to understand their needs and challenges. By listening and diving deeper into their lives, can we better provide learning that is learner-centric and relevant to them, and leave the most underprivileged out of their current situation. Second, as Prakarja is an organization that works closely with the government of Indonesia, university, training providers, and the private sectors, we strongly believe that the large task of delivering flexible learning for everyone should be shared across our partners. Each sector has a role to play to ensure that learning received by learners is thoroughly assessed to ensure quality, and that the same learning can reach everyone, especially in the underprivileged and those living in remote areas. To co-create lifelong learning, we must also co-create an ecosystem that is strong enough to address our learners. Finally, the third, I would like to add that we should also work together between our international friends. The Equitable Education Alliance is a strong network consisting of members who are creating a future where everyone can receive quality learning. Although we may work in different areas and we may be from different countries, different organizations, we still believe that we can also grow together to find even better ways for learning and promoting equity as a key agenda for education. We hope to continue the dialogue in equitable education, and lifelong learning will be at the forefront, and that we can share these stories and actions happening around the world with our friends and partners at home. As we approach 2030, we hope that we can move forward and keep our promise on SDG 4 to ensure inclusive and equitable quality education and promote lifelong learning opportunities for all. From all of the good practices and ideas seen today and yesterday, I have confidence that we have the strength and passion to make this goal realized. Let us work and learn together to improve not only learning and education, but also in the world. And let us always remember that we are all lifelong learners. As we come to the end of this conference, I wish everyone here a safe journey back home, and we hope to see everyone again in our next international conference on equitable education. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Mr. Prihari, please remain on stage because we'd like to conclude our conference with a brief photo opportunity, ladies and gentlemen. We need to have one beautiful photo so that it reminds ourselves, remind our friends and everyone out there that that year we were in Bangkok, Thailand. It was memorable. And I'd like to take this very opportunity to invite a few leaders to join us on the stage, represent all of us here. May I take this opportunity to invite Associate Professor Dr. Pathamawadi Pochanuku, Director of Thailand's Science Research and Innovation and Equitable Education Fund Government Board Member. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. Dr. Riga Yorozu, Education Program Specialist at UNESCO Regional Office in Bangkok, Thailand. Dr. Grayot Patrawat, Managing Director, Equitable Education Fund, EF Thailand. Welcome. Datuk Dr. Habiba Abdul Rahim, Director of Simeo Secretariat. Welcome. Dr. Ati Saiji, Chief of Education at UNICEF Thailand. Ms. Thantida Wongprasong, Director at the Office of Partnership, Innovation and Scholarships, Equitable Education Fund, Thailand. Welcome. These are the leaders that represent 100,000 lives out there who've been working behind the scene to create this wonderful opportunity, not only for us to share and to contribute, but for all the kids and adults out there to have a really great chance to get back to their life, to be fully equipped with all the education, quality education to be precise. Admire all of your contributions to ensure that youth and adult out there every youth and adult has access to quality education. And it motivates both learners out there and me, myself as well, ladies and gentlemen. We have another video recording, ladies and gentlemen. So big smile and maybe some movement if you'd like to do. I love the big smile and kindness in your, oh, thank you, that's lovely. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, that's a beautiful conclusion of Equitable Education Conference 2024. Thank you very much. Thank you so much. Thank you. And I'd like to take this opportunity, ladies and gentlemen, to remind all of you about the thing that I have remind all of you before. The first thing, I'd like every one of you to have the photos. So a lot of photos been taken throughout the conference. Their QR code, is here. So behind your badge, please scan them, and then you'll get the photos of your own, and also the materials of the conference. You can scan the QR code on the screen for the photo. It's appear on the screen right now, or maybe scan it behind of your badge. And all the meeting materials as well. The QR code is here, it's a different code. So you may scan one more time to download all the meeting materials. And also, have seen that some of you still using the translation headset. Don't bring it home. I can't fly to Indonesia. No, not Australia. Sorry. I would love to. I love Melbourne, Sydney, and everywhere there. But no. So please return it back to the service area out there. Okay. Appreciate your contributions, ladies and gentlemen. Commitment and to foster the dialogue and the positive drive, the positive change that you have created is tremendous. So I appreciate all of your presence and contributions. I am Pai Rinyarat Ratanapatniyom, my greatest pleasure and honor to be a tiny part and to learn from each and every single of you from this wonderful conference. See you again, maybe next year. สวัสดีค่ะ